Hey, what's up everybody? Michael back here again, and today I'm going to talk about a couple of cool things that I've seen around the scene here lately in regards to PlayStation Vue. Now, the very first thing that I want to take a look at is that there is this standard icon which we've all kind of gotten used to at this point, but there is a way to tweak the icon that is pretty easy. Now, before we go into that, I do want to tell you that if you are using Vue After Free 2.0, you are able to tweak this theme by going into the configuration here and then coming down and setting a theme. Now, I did cover this in another video, but I do want to just show you that that is something that is available. Now, let's go ahead and let's change this icon for Vue After Free. Okay, so we're going to land over here on Master PS0 Vue Icons. And again, the links are always in the descriptions. And we can see that there has been a 1.0 release just a few hours ago, and it states here PS4 Vue Icons. The screen size has been fixed in case you magnify your screen a little bit. And there is a couple of pretty cool icons in here. And so anyways, let's just go ahead and scroll down here a little bit, and we are going to download this zip file. And once we have that zip file downloaded, we're just going to go ahead and we are going to extract it. And then once extracted, there is this vueicons.exe. We're going to go ahead and double click on it. Okay, great. So here is the application. So now let's go ahead and switch back over to the PS4 and get jailbroken. So again, we're going to just run the application here. I'm going to go back. Okay, we're going to take the option to jailbreak here. And right there, it determined we are on 13.00, jailbreak success. And yeah, just like that, I am jailbroken over here on a 13.0 machine. So let's go ahead and close out of that. And now let's go up to Goldhen. And then let's scroll down to server settings, and we want to put a check right here on enable payloader server. So go ahead and press X on that. And if you give it a second, you will see an IP address up there at the top. We need to note that down. Okay, so I'm going to bring up the Vue icons here, and I'll just leave this in multi-screen where you can see exactly what happens on your PlayStation 4. I've punched in my IP address, and then right over here you can see the port number is set to 9090. And first off, let's just go ahead and change it to this icon right over here. So I'm going to click on this button, and there you go. You can see payload received, and now it is stating replace icons, and then icon replaced. And there is the file, and now it says Goldhen and done. Okay, excellent. So let's go ahead and let's go back. Now, you won't see it immediately here until you log out and log back in. But if we go right over here to information, boom, right there it is. There is your new logo. Okay, so that one is pretty cool. Why don't we go ahead and try another one here? So let's pop back up our dialog, and this time let's just try Goldhen right here. So I'm going to hit the button here for icon, and again we can see the payload has been received again. Okay, so let's go ahead from here and just reboot. That way we can see it in action. Okay, so now we just rebooted, and there we go. We have got our brand new icon that we just selected. So wow, that looks so much better. And again, we can jump over here into information, and that looks absolutely fantastic. Okay, so that is definitely the first tip that I wanted to show you is that it's pretty darn easy to change these icons. And I know that with some time, there's just going to be a bunch more of these to come. Now, the next thing I want to jump into is that there was this post over here from Lappy, which is another homebrew developer, and they released something called Vue Initial Files 1.03 for PS4. Now, one thing that's really neat about this is that if you do want to install Vue After Free 2.0, instead of going ahead and manually copying over the files, well, this application does it completely for you. And also what's kind of cool about this is that you can even choose whether you want the full version, which includes the graphical user interface, or the light version, which just goes straight into the kernel exploit. Now, down here in the image, we can see that there is a couple of different files that it copies over. So the save data as well as a gold hen. As you can see, it's been renamed to payload.bin, as well as the download 0.dat for 2.0. Now, this is what I want to go ahead and take a look at now. So just head over to the mega.nz site and download the PKG, unzip it to the root of a USB drive. Now at this point, I went ahead and I've switched PS4s, and now I'm on a 12.02 PS4. And the reason I did that is that on this PS4, if we go ahead and we open up View here, what you will notice is that this one will not have the themes because this is running the older version of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and head back to the main menu here, and we are going to close out of this application. I'm going to go ahead and connect up a USB drive here, and so now let's go over here to Gold Hen and then Debug Settings, and then we're going to go to Package Installer. And if we scroll down here, right there is the View Initial Files. So let's just go ahead and press X on this, and there it is installing those files. And now we need to go back to the main menu here, and so we'll go ahead and run the View Initial Files. Nice little splash screen there. Okay, and so from here you can select between the full version, which again includes the GUI, or the light version, which just jumps straight into the jailbreak. We want to keep the GUI because I kind of like the theme support. So let's go ahead and press X on this, and there it goes. The save data has been copied over. It looks like the gold hen has been copied over, and now the download 0.dat. Wow, that's pretty cool. Now it does state down in the bottom here, it says copy finished. You can now close and delete this application. So let's go ahead and go back to our menu here. We'll close out of the application, and now we'll just go ahead and go over here and delete it. And we'll press OK on that. And now here is the PlayStation View application. So if we just go ahead and press X on this, then we should have the brand new version. And I can hear the music in the background, so apparently that is working. And right down there is themes. So wow, that's a really easy way to update the View after free 2.0. I definitely would recommend doing this. Okay, so the third scenario that we're going to cover here today is that I have another user that I've created, and in this instance it's just mbcrump-2. Now, one thing that you will know here is that if I go ahead and I launch the PlayStation View app here, the very first message that I get will say the service requires you to sign in, which is typical. But then we'll see this error message right here, which is there is a network communication issue. The service is not responding. Now, this is obviously happening because the profile for PlayStation View is not signed to the current logged in user. Now, this typically has been fixed with people doing things like going ahead and using Apollo Save Tool. But there is a really cool web interface that we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at now. Now, one thing before we do so is that if we go ahead and we go into Apollo Save Tool here, and we go over here to User Tools, and we can see Activate PS4 Accounts. Right there is the mbcrump-2 account. Now, take note of those numbers as you see right there, because we're going to need to enter those in a website in just a second. Okay, so back over on my PC, we're just going to be able to use a web interface. So we will not have to deal with one of those nasty Discord bots, nor will we have to use Apollo Save Tool. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to set up a profile. So I'm just going to name mine mbcrump-2. Now, as far as the account ID goes, that is the account ID that was just shown right here just a moment ago. Once you do that, just go ahead and select Add Profile. Now that that profile has been created, let's go ahead and let's go to the Resign section here, and let's put a check mark in our mbcrump2 profile. And now we need to go ahead and give it some of the view files. So if we head back over to the View After Free 2.0 and we scroll down just a little bit here, go ahead and grab the View Extended Storage.7z, and you want to go inside of Online Save Resign, and then you want to grab this CUSA00960. So I'm just going to grab that and drop that into my working folder here. So right there, if we go inside of it, you can see the two files. So now with my profile opened up and waiting for the files, I can grab these two and drag and drop them on top of it, and then select Start Resign, and it will come over here into this job where it is queued. Resign done, and then down in here there is a log where it says files downloaded, extracted, and now we can go right here and select download result. Now back over on the PlayStation 4, you will at least needed to have run PlayStation View at least one time. And if you have done so, you can go over here to settings, and then you can go to application save data management. And then you're going to take the option here which says save data in system storage, and then copy to USB. And right there it is PlayStation View. And again, we are on the profile which is mbcrump-2. So press X on that, and we're going to go ahead and select it, and now just take the copy option. Okay, let's go ahead now and switch back to the PC. Okay, so back over on the PC, I just plugged in that USB drive. There is a PS4 folder here, and then there is save data, and right there is my profile ID, and we can go into the CUSA960, and the files that we just got re-signed, we can take these and we can copy these on top of our existing files and select replace the files in the destination. And well, now we have re-signed files, and we didn't have to use a Discord bot, and we didn't have to re-sign them with Apollo Save Tool. So back on the PlayStation 4, we can just stay right where we were at and go into save data on USB storage device, and right there copy to system storage, and we're going to take a check mark there and we're going to press copy. So we are going to select apply to all on that and select yes. And now at this point, if we come back and we try to run the PlayStation View application, this time we will still get that first dialog message, but we will no longer get the other one. And now it's back to the View After Free installer. So now I could go ahead and install either the full version or the light version. Anyways, I hope these tips are helping you get a little bit more out of the View jailbreak. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Michael, out!